Previously on Deck of Many Aces.
My PC, Tosyha Atherdale, is a Loxodon Battlemaster fighter, and her current card is the Comet.
I am playing Raina Riftwood, who is a Tabaxi Bard. Raina's present is dictated by the Moon card.
I am playing Waralta Kelvin, or as they're more commonly known, Delphinium or Delphi. That's a warlock. My card for the present is the Eiriol.
I am playing Morgan Serenity Aldridge. She is a tiefling wizard, specifically a chronomancy wizard. Morgan's current predicament is dictated by the Ruin card.
You're going to be our task force, if you will. The project's official name is the Adventurers' Research of Abnormal Civilian Experiences, or Project Arrowace for short. A young child appeared suspended among the monoliths.
Can we see this suspended young child from where we are?
No, you can't. The kid was there 1 minute, and now the kid's gone. Welcome to Deck of Many Aces, an actual play D&D podcast made with actual asexuals. We are a group who identify as somewhere on the aromantic or asexual spectrum, playing 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons with a twist. Each character's backstory, current predicament, and fateful future is based on 3 cards drawn from the Deck of Many Things. I am your DM, your demisexual monolith. Let's keep it topical. Ellie. I use she, her pronouns. And can everyone go around, introduce yourself, your pronouns, and the character you're playing?
Hello there. My name is Am. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Tosyha Atherdale.
Hi, my name is Chloe. I also use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Raina Riftwood.
I'm Eiriol. I use she and they pronouns, and I am playing Delphinium, or Delphi for short.
Hi, I am Katie. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and I will be playing Morgan Aldridge.
Nice.
Yeah.
There will be a recap before the opening credits, so we don't need to do that, but obviously just to get you guys up to speed, you've just got to the monoliths, and everyone's very chill, and the bespectacled guy, Anders, has brought you to the monoliths, and there's no child there. Everything is normal. What do you guys want to do?
If no one stops her, Morgan is going to take action. Is anyone going to try and stop her?
Well, it depends what that action is.
She has this great big set of wings, so she's going to use them. She's going to jump up in the air and start flying upwards. How high did Anders say it was?
100 feet up.
She's going to fly about 100 feet up, see if anything happens.
Cool. Nothing happens.
She casts Detect Magic.
Is that the first spell of our entire game?
Yeah.
So, shall I read the spell description out for you?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, so, Detect Magic. For the duration, which is up to 10 minutes, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. There's some stuff about penetrating of barriers, but there aren't any barriers, I'm assuming.
No. Okay, so you, I need to look up all the schools of magic now to, figure out which one it is, because there's the
divination,
main ones.
Evocation,
abjuration,
abjuration, enchantment, illusion, war, evocation. There's 3 more.
Conjuration?
Necromancy.
Have we said that?
Conjuration.
Necromancy.
And then, transmutation.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also, I
Okay.
guess, time magic and possibly gravity magic in this
Gravity
setting. I don't know if
magic
we've
and-
established if there's gravity magic.
I think there can be. Okay, there's loads of like magic, arcane energy coming off of these 4 crystals, and there's a kind of faint residue in the middle where Anders said the child was. Yeah, so you're I assume, are you like in the middle of them?
Yeah, where the kid would have been.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a load of magic coming off of them, but they're not tied to a specific school of magic.
Okay, I go back down to the ground. So it's definitely magic. A lot of arcane energy here. Don't know what it is. It's a weird one.
They're big rocks. All big rocks are magic.
What colour are the rocks?
They are clear, so they're like kind of like glass, like a literal prism. So
Right.
they're transparent, but then they're like refracting lots of multicoloured little sort of dapples of light, probably on your faces. And
I don't think I've ever seen detect magic used where the DM hasn't been like, what are the schools of magic again? So that you're totally fine.
good. Because I mean, there's so many of them.
Is that dragonborn still here?
Yeah, Anders, he's still there.
Who saw...
He's pretty impressed by the fly, by the way. Yeah, sorry.
Who saw the child up there? Because you were saying that no, you can't see it, and it's so high. I don't think I'd be able to see it, but someone saw it and reported it. Who?
You know, I don't know. It'll be someone from these guys, and he sort of gestures around at the Burning Man-esque festival goers. Yeah, they're I did see it though. Like, I just wasn't the one who reported it. I could see that there was a kid. I just couldn't get any.
Okay.
I couldn't get any details or anything.
How did you know it was a child and not a halfling or a gnome?
Well, yeah, I suppose it could have been a halfling or a gnome or a dwarf. I mean, I guessed. Everyone kind of seemed to think it was a kid. We don't get that many halflings around these parts. Although I guess it could have been one of those nomadic ones.
Do you get many children?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of kids around. And as he says this, two dragonborn kids run past you chasing each other, and they've got sand in their hair in their scales.
Because they have feathers. Just like a
In
bit of
their
feathers.
long, luscious
A little bit of
locks.
feathers.
A little bit of feathers. I will concede and give them a little bit of feathers. But why though? Because I think you're thinking about dinosaurs,
Yeah,
right?
well, I just like feathers, okay?
Yeah. Dragons aren't dinosaurs. They're...
No.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
chickens are.
I'm getting confused with lizard folk.
Yeah.
Anders,
Yeah.
how long was this child up there?
Well, I don't know. So I came here a few days ago, which is when it happened. Maybe like a week ago, and there was a pretty sizable crowd at that point. So I guess the kid had been there for at least a few hours, and then I left at the end of that day because it was pretty clear I wasn't being any help, and honestly, this place kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'm not
Right.
really a
Right.
party goer.
Anders,
Yeah.
no offence, but you're giving us extremely vague information. Can you point us toward anyone who's maybe can give us a bit more of a straightforward answer?
He kind of scans the crowd, looking for somebody, and he points over at a woman in incredible sequined shorts and a sort of shredded mesh shirt that's neon, and says, I mean, Enola might be helpful. She lives here, so she might be helpful.
Cool.
Lovely. Thank you very much. And Raina's going to immediately turn around and
Yeah.
walk towards her.
Morgan has already turned before Anders even finished talking to go and talk to Enola.
Okay.
She doesn't know what she's going to say, but she's going to go up to Enola.
But before Delphi leaves, I think they're going to go. If you see any more children floating up there, please tell us, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Good. Or stab them. Wait, no, don't do that. I've been told that I shouldn't stab children. Supposedly.
Yeah. That's
I'm down.
I thought that was kind of like standard. You know what? I'm gonna let you.
Delphi's walking away. Like,
Okay.
They were like, don't. They're like, actually, don't have children. They're like, cool. That's all I needed to say. My work is done here.
Anders is just kind of like stuttering a little bit behind you. He doesn't really know, like he's kind of, I guess, a bit intimidated by all of you.
He should be.
So, yeah. So Enola turns around and she's wearing like fantastic makeup. She's just like dressed up to the nines, and even though it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and the desert heat is like beating down, she has all of it in place. It's like perfect. And she turns around and is like, "What up? Oh my gosh, I love your wings. They're so cool."
Ellie, I have a very important question. Is it like nightclub loud in here, out here?
Yes.
Is it that kind of
Yes.
vibe?
Oh.
Morgan is going to go, thank you. This is literally the first time it's ever happened to her.
Aww. Bless her. Enola's gonna sort of turn to the rest of the party and be like, "Oh my gosh, you're such a funky little crew. Welcome. Do you want a drink?"
Well, if you've got any rum, I'll take that.
Yeah, of course.
I think we're good for drinks. What we want is a child.
A specific child, not a general child.
Yes.
Enola pauses halfway through, like, pouring what was supposed to be, like, probably, like, a double shot of rum, but because she's kind of distracted by what y'all just said, it just kind of keeps flowing into the glass. A child? Why do you guys want a child?
We heard that you might know something about the random floating child that was here.
Oh, yeah, I reported that.
To us, yes.
Wait, are you guys from the government?
Loosely.
Sure.
Ugh, it took you long enough. Sorry, I mean, I don't mean to be rude or anything. It's just, well, you know, the problem's kind of sorted itself out.
Well, I wouldn't really call a child just disappearing, sorting itself out. Like, where did it go?
Well, I mean, I don't know, but, you know, it's, it wasn't here, and then it was here, and then it wasn't here again, you know? Like, I can only assume it's part of, you know, the universe's great plan for us.
But, like, don't you want to know what happened?
Nah, I'm cool.
Huh. I mean,
She hands you a very full glass of rum.
I don't down it. This is not Raina. She's not a downer,
Oh,
but
no.
she will drink all of it very slowly.
Responsibly. Drink
Yes.
responsibly, kids.
Drink rum slowly. That's how you.
I feel like she's been on ships a lot, so she probably can hold her drink. So she will drink it sensibly.
Tosyha would like a drink as well.
Okay, Enola pours Toz a drink as well and hands it to her.
Thank you very much.
Could you describe the child at all?
Not really. I mean, it was like midday, and so, like, you know, the prisms like go a little bit crazy at that time, you know, like with all of the rainbows everywhere. I mean, I get pretty easily distracted, but also, like, it's kind of hard to see. They might have had a tail, I'm not sure, but, like, it was a small figure. Couldn't really tell, like, you know, age or, like, race or anything, because honestly they were just, like, really far up. We just kind
Colour?
of figured.
Purple? Green?
No, I mean, like, I couldn't really tell from where I was standing. I guess, like, a maybe, like, black or grey.
Darkish, smallish figure with a possible tail. Possibly.
Yeah.
I'd like to pull Raina aside when I get the chance.
Okay.
Sure.
You can do that now if you want.
Yeah. This is going to sound a little rude. I promise I don't intend it to, but, is there anything perhaps you're not telling us?
Well, do you want my entire life story? Because it's going to take a while.
No, you just got a little bit weird when I asked about a brother, and there's a small greyish figure with a tail, and you are a large greyish figure with a tail.
Oh, well, I just don't know where he is, but I don't think that'd be him.
Okay. I just thought it was worth asking privately, just in case.
Right, well, thank you for your concern.
Do you want another biscuit?
Oh, I would love another biscuit. They were so delicious.
I give her another biscuit, and then rejoin the group.
Enola is just kind of chatting to the other two and says, look, I mean, I would love to be more help to y'all, but I mean, it's kind of just, well, it's sorted itself out. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. I know that sounds like a little apathetic, but like, I don't even know if that kid or whatever was real. Like, it could have just been like an apparition or something. And frankly, you know, we all came here because these weird stones like went out the ground 20 years ago. Like, why fixate on something that is just as weird, but like not as permanent?
Maybe because we want to find out what happened. Do you people not just go through life not wanting to find out anything about the world? You're just like, oh, that's a thing. Okay.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
I think that blissful ignorance is like one of the most wonderful things that you can experience.
Oh dear. Okay, I'm turning around and leaving.
As you turn around to leave, you walk almost headlong back into Anders, who says, hi again.
Is there another child?
No, but, well, I wanted to ask you earlier, but it felt maybe a little bit rude. Seeing as there's not a problem here, and y'all are from the government, would you be able to pop into Tepmet? We've had a bit of a weird occurrence there, and I've been trying to get some of the people here to care, but they're all pretty content out in their desert bliss. So well, I could do with some expertise, and we really don't have any.
Well, it's got to be better than
Sure.
hanging around here and not getting any answers.
I can't speak for the others, but I'd be more than happy to help.
Second that.
You never know. May involve another floating child. And then we'll be all sorted. We only have to figure out one floating child, not all of them.
But if we figure out the wrong floating child, then that's just another problem, isn't it?
Who's to know?
Are we getting salary or are we getting paid by the hour?
A scooter pipes up behind you and says, you are getting paid per project, but if you solve problem for civilians, then you... Oh my gosh, I'm going into Scottish. If you solve problem for civilian, then you are fulfilling... I can't do this accent without going into Scottish.
It's fine.
Russian,
Scooter isn't really even a Russian blue. She's a British blue.
I know, but I've committed to the bit now. I have committed to the bit. The job description is that you are investigating abnormal civilian experience. If you fix another abnormal civilian experience, you will still get paid, just not for project that you are supposed to be here to do.
Cool.
Well, let's do it then.
Let's make all the children float, and then we can solve it.
Yeah! So Anders takes you all to Tepmet. Hang on, right before you leave though, Delphi, can you give me a perception check,
Oh, boy.
please?
Of course. That's an 8.
Nope. Nothing's
you don't-
happening.
You don't notice anything.
Well, we're rolling like garbage.
You
Has anyone
are.
else got any potential to percept?
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
I have very good perception.
Oh, I have fine perception. I rolled a 5.
I will let you all roll for perception because
I got a 9.
you don't notice anything.
I'm going to use a different dice though.
12 plus 3, 15.
Okay, a 16. There we go.
Nice. Okay, as you all go to leave, like you head past the southernmost point of the monoliths. Tosyha and Morgan, you both notice on this southernmost monolith there is a few words etched, and they don't really make any sense. But I will send them to you now. But it is, you found on one line, and then enough, and then a bit of space, and then a deadly.
Morgan is going to take out a notebook and write that down in the approximate positioning on the monolith that it is, and then continue.
Cool.
And this is in common, right?
This is in common.
I point it out to the others. I'm like, look, that's weird.
What do you think it means?
It might be a memorial of some sort.
Who knows?
What, with the word a deadly in it?
Yeah.
What? You found a deadly way to die. It's not very nice.
You found enough, and then
It's not
something,
very nice.
and then
Maybe that's a name.
a memorial.
A deadly.
Are there words missing, does it look like?
Oh,
Yes.
Can I do an investigation check? Or is there more to find here if I do an investigation check?
You can do an investigation check.
Okay,
yes.
let me check. I've got +6 to investigation.
Dang.
18, so it's a 24.
Nice! Okay,
If there's anything to find, Morgan has found it.
Morgan is the only character that can do stuff.
it looks like there should be writing between the word enough and a deadly. And as you kind of lean forward to kind of like look at it a little bit closer, you notice the light refract off the westernmost pillar, and it sort of throws a rainbow onto your face.
Can I go and have a look at the westernmost pillar?
On the western pillar, there are only two words, alone and time, on two separate lines. But they're quite close to each other.
Can I go and have a look at the other two pillars?
Yes. Would you like to look at north or east first?
North?
I'm going to follow Morgan as she does this, like looking over her shoulder.
Yeah, Morgan hasn't said anything to the rest of you, she's just going. You can follow if you wish.
On the northernmost pillar, there's much more writing. It says, "You found line, but that line pins must line rock."
Sorry, so the first one was the southernmost pillar, right?
The first one was the southernmost pillar, then the westernmost, and then the northernmost.
Okay.
does it look like the words are like rubbed off in those places, or are they like just not there?
It's weird, they're just not there.
What's the east pillar?
Easternmost, there's the words is not, then there's a space, and sinew, then there's a space, and then is wrought, as in wrought iron.
Cool. Let's go to the town.
So this is the town of Tepmet.
I was just saying you're going to have to fight hard to get Raina to get away from the words, because she's going to be very like, but what does it mean? Like she is for everything.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, I 100% put that there and was like, hang on, wait, the main adventure isn't there, and everyone's going to get distracted by this. But then you left and I was like, but I spent ages making this thing! So it's an impossible...
We didn't bother to even do an investigation check on the big magic sticks.
It's okay. We're all... I mean, I haven't DM'd in a while, so...
If we had just missed this entirely,
yeah.
I feel like that would have been worse.
Well, I kind of just was like, I'm gonna gently shove you in this direction. Okay, so you...
Yeah, we eventually head off to Tepmet once Raina and I, probably Morgan, have stopped obsessing over it.
Okay, so you arrive in Tepmet, compared to, and it's only like a 10-minute walk away, compared to the flashiness of the Eternal Shards, the monoliths, it's kind of a plain, sort of normal-looking town by comparison. On the way over, Anders explains that the sort of the situation is that there have been these sort of strange attacks after dark, and nobody's quite sure like what's behind them, what the source of them is, and if you all could help figure that out, that would be really helpful. He leads you into the center of the town, which has a sort of beautiful prismatic sundial, which for the scientists among you is a real thing. I thought I'd invented it for a second, and then I googled it. It's a thing. It's a real thing. So it looks like it's kind of been inspired by the Eternal Shards. That's in the center of the square. So yeah, Anders is like, yeah, so I don't really know what to is there anything else that I can tell you that might be helpful?
You said these attacks were after dark. What sort of circumstances? Were they people walking alone, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's I mean, people are doing it less now, obviously, because of these attacks, but it's been mostly people on their own. Most people haven't survived them, but I can take you to meet somebody who has, if you like.
Sure.
Yes, that would be helpful.
Absolutely. I mean, we have time to kill.
He takes you into there's a kind of a food shop, and says, look, if you speak to that Tabaxi, Dragonborn person behind the counter,
Tabaxi or Dragonborn?
Yeah, which is it?
Both.
Oh.
Okay.
So for this podcast, I have been using a book called An Elf and an Orc Had a Baby, that is about combining races in D&D to make them less bioessentialist and crappy. And I've had a lot of fun homebrewing some random NPCs with a variety of unusual and eclectic backgrounds. So yes, that was not a verbal typo. This person is half Tabaxi, half Dragonborn.
Cool.
How does that manifest?
Describe that to us visually. 'Cause
Yes,
that's quite a lot.
That is so. This guy is a white Dragonborn, but his scales are kind of in this lovely kind of. He's got mostly white scales, but then this kind of dappling, which you kind of recognize to be like a snow leopard type pattern, and he has a tail. And he has like a kind of a dragonborn snout, but his ears are sort of slightly almost elfin in their kind of pointedness. Is that so? He mostly looks dragonborn, but he's kind of just got a little bit of. He's not like he doesn't look kind of like normal. He's got kind of a couple of weird quirks, and his tail is sort of slightly furry, but it's kind of like those hairless cats.
Oh yeah.
That kind of weird half fur, half not deal.
Sphinx cats. Yeah, I was kind of imagining like a cat head and like a lizard body and then cat paws. So that makes more sense.
No, slightly more nuanced than that.
Okay, cool.
So Anders gestures at this individual and says, if you talk to Frank Reich, he'll put you straight. I've got to run. I left my kids back in the Eternal Shards. I forgot that I brought them there.
You forgot your own kids.
I've been through a lot lately, alright?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just was a bit surprised. But totally, you go look after your kids.
Oh, Anders is just a hot mess.
You know what, aren't we all?
And so he kind of like bolts back out the door and leaves you in this food shop.
Greetings, Frank Reich. Was that his name?
Yeah. I'm Frank Reich. Who's asking?
My name's Raina. So apparently, you've been attacked by something, and we're trying to investigate it because we want to stop it happening again. Are you are you happy to talk to us a bit about it? I understand if it's a tricky subject.
No, it's. I mean, I got off relatively lightly. He holds out his hand to shake yours, and you realize that like 3 of his fingers are gone and bandaged.
I attempt the shake, but if he doesn't have 3 fingers, it might be a bit tricky.
He kind of is halfway through the motion. Is like, sorry about that. Well, this is what happened.
I awkwardly put my hand in my pocket. Can you describe to us what it was that attacked you, or who it was, at all?
Unfortunately, not really. All I can say is, well, I managed to get away. Something came out of the shadows. It was almost like a living shadow. It sort of... Something hit me, from quite far away, and then I turned around, and then it bit my hand, and then I think it heard a noise or something. Somebody started running towards me, and it vanished.
So, you couldn't see it. Was it you couldn't see anything, or you couldn't see it?
I couldn't see it. I have dark vision. Most people around here do.
Right.
I don't know what it was. It was like every time I tried to look at it, I couldn't. It was almost like I was looking at it and then looking somewhere else.
Some kind of
interesting
perception filter? Could I say that, or will I get sued by the BBC?
I think you can say that.
That's a sci-fi thing.
Ellie, out of curiosity, does this character, is he like a tough guy? Is he buff?
He's kind of average looking. He maybe, like, goes to the gym once or twice a week, but he's not like, ripped.
I make a mental note about using either Raina or Morgan as bait.
Oh, obviously Raina. Because Raina looks the most, probably will blend in the most here.
To be fair, I can't argue with that logic as much as I want to.
You'll be fine.
Also, I have some buffs. You can have some buffs.
Well, I mean, I suppose our best course of action is to hide in the shadows, and beat the living hell out of this thing until it gives us answers.
Well, if you can't even see it, how are you going to hit it?
I'm really good at hitting things.
Oh, I can help with that.
I'll take your word for it.
Before we leave this person, I can't remember their name, but I like to...
Which is German for France, by the way. I really...
I was sitting there going, that's really familiar. Why is that so familiar? That's why.
Well, I'm going to use Detect Magic on France.
Good shout.
Just in case there's any, magical residue.
I'll be nice, yeah. There is, so there's some magical residue left on his hand. It doesn't look like anything... Wait, let me have a think about what kind of school of magic it would be. It's illusion magic.
Cool, good to know.
Also, while we're at it, do you have any potions for sale?
Yeah, I do. What you after?
Well, any chance you have a potion of true sight?
No, I don't, sorry. Just your sort of standard healing fares. You gotta get that in the city, in the more sort of
how much are your healing potions?
That's a good question. I would like to pose this to you as players, because I just have no concept of how much things cost in D&D.
There are prices for everything listed in the player's handbook. Do you want me to check?
I think it's around 40 gold pieces for a healing potion. It's very expensive.
Never mind then.
50 GP list for a potion of healing.
Cool.
Isn't our bard supposed to heal us, though?
Yeah.
Yes, you've got a very healy bard, so that's fine.
Yeah. I've done that on purpose.
We have free healing, or freely.
Ha!
Well, we don't need to be able to see them if we can just set that kind of whole area on fire. So,
I have a spell that can allow us to see them. I only have to hit it once,
Ooh,
and then they should be
excellent.
visible.
Dancing lights, perhaps?
No,
Ooh.
Fairy fire, is it?
no, branding smite.
Ah.
It does extra damage, and then it makes them emit light, and they can't go invisible.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So are you all done here with Frank Reich?
Well, I was just going to ask him, is there anything else you can tell us that might be useful? Like where you were, what time it was, that sort of thing?
It was maybe like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I'd gone home, but I'd left some stuff in here, and I'd forgotten to lock the door. So I came back to lock it, and that's when I got attacked. So I was just outside the shop, really, in the town
Thank you.
square.
Right, thank you so much. That's really nice of you to tell us that. I'm sorry we couldn't give you any custom, but potions be expensive.
Potions do be expensive.
Did you just say potions be expensive?
Ellie, you know that's how I talk.
Your +3 charisma is showing. So okay, you all head back out into the town square.
I mean, I suppose we should get some dinner and then lie in wait.
Probably a good idea.
Find food and discuss the plan.
Can I investigate the sundial before we do anything else? Just
course.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see specifically, just because I think it'd be fun, whether it's like made of parts of the monolith or just modelled on it. But also anything else interesting you can tell me. That's
Sure.
if I roll well.
Yeah.
I got a 17. Yes,
Awesome.
17.
It is not made of the same material. It's not like this, but it's almost like the equivalent. If the monoliths were made of glass, this would be made of plastic. It's kind of like a cheap remodel version of the monoliths. But it's not made from the same material or from the same source. It's been kind of custom made. You look at it and it's very beautiful. And similarly to the monolith, it casts a sort of long rainbow, sort of like long, thin rainbow line to kind of indicate the time of day. So at the moment, it's stretching off. I think it's like maybe about 4 o'clock, and yeah, it's been very, very beautifully made. But you don't sort of find anything unusual about it. It's just really pretty.
That's fine. Raina likes pretty things.
Did y'all say you wanted to get dinner?
Yeah.
There's a lovely pub on the opposite side of the town square called the Welder's Glass.
Aw.
And you all make your way inside.
So, Raina, would you be willing to be bait if I cast a spell on you that made you faster to react, so you've got a better chance of running away?
Well, I don't particularly relish the idea, but if that's what's gonna be good for the team and be good for our plan, and I'm perfectly happy to do that. I'm pretty dexterous anyway.
Well, if you are willing to let me cast a spell on you, you will be even faster. You'll have 1d8 extra to your initiative roll.
Oof.
What? 1d8 initiative? What are you saying?
That was out of character, but
no, yeah.
I
know.
And then
I would
Morgan's
take
come in
any help we can get.
and set it on fire.
Are you guys talking about the weird flame things that have been happening?
Wait.
Well, sorry. Who are you?
You all turn around and a hulking bartender is standing by your table.
Hello.
Hello.
Fire things? No one mentioned a fire thing.
Yeah, we were talking about the shadow thing instead.
Oh, well, that's been part of the problem. Sorry to interrupt, but well, I just don't think you have the full story. Many Aces is Am Chisholm, Chloe Elliott, Eiriol Evans, Katie McLeod, and me, Ellie Webster. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Deck of Many Aces, or tweet at us with the hashtag DOMA, that's DOMA. Please subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes if you like what you hear. Head over to Chloe's SoundCloud to check out the music for the show, and if you want to hear more of Am, then subscribe to A Rendezvous with Destiny, which is a Sky on Path actual play podcast that she helps to create. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. It's been really amazing to see the community respond to this. There's been a lot of very positive feedback and a lot of support, and we really appreciate it. It's really exciting for us. I wanted to say as well, An Elf and an Orc Had a Baby is written by Adam Hancock. He can be found on Twitter at AdamMakesTTRPG. He's followed us as well. Hi Adam, thanks for the follow. Our next episode is out on Friday the 20th, which feels like ages away, so apologies for the wait, but I promise you it'll be worth it. Have an ace week!